last video, I would like to introduce you to a function inside of InDesign called Publish Online. They have a little publication. It's been converted to PDF for print. Maybe send it to the printers. But now you want to give the client a nice sort of digital version. So they can put a link in the email so that people can read the publication, or they might even want to embed it in their website. Now, before we pass it off to online, we're going to add a little bit of animation. And we do that from the window interactive animation panel. And there's a whole bunch of preset animations. So we can tell the zoom, for instance, to move in from the left, and then for out to move in from the right, and for this Your Guide to Great Escapes to fade in. Let's do that. So I'm selecting zoom, and I go to the presets, and we look for fly in from the left. And we can control how long this animation should last. At the moment, it's 1 second, and it should play 1 time. That's fine. Now we take the box on the right, and we tell it to fly in from the right. And for this little guy over here, we tell it to fade in. So the order in which we're animating is the order in which the animation will happen. So maybe it would have been a better idea to first fade in our background. Now watch closely. I'm going to set this to fade in and tell it to do it for 2 seconds. But now I need to tell that animation to happen first before the other two. And that's why we have this little timing proxy. And when we click it, it shows us all of the different elements that's been animated. And we can tell it to take the bottom one and we move it to the top, because it's going to happen in that sequence. So let's zoom down. Can you see how they swap? So now that one will play first, then zoom will move in, and out will move in, and then the other one will fade in. And we can test that. We can click on this little play button, and it will show us the animation. So you can see the background fading in, and then zoom out and fading in. Very cool. What if we wanted all 3 of the animations for the top masthead to happen at the same time? Then we can select all of them, holding Shift. We select all 3 together, and down here is a link button. And if we click it, it now tells us that those 3 animations will happen simultaneously. Oops. And there we took the background one. So let me just redo that. So we want the background to play first. Then these 3 should animate together. That's it. Let's test it. So the background will fade in, and all 3 of those together. Very, very cool. Now for these ones at the bottom, remember we had different boxes for them. Now we want this In Love with Cape Town to move in together. Then 10 things to do in Cape Town to move in together. So we need to group our elements together. Now I haven't shown you grouping yet, but it's very, very, very important. So if I've selected 2 objects together, I can go to the object menu and group them. And they now move as one element. We can do the same to those 2, and the same to the bottom 2. Okay, the magic of a group, just so that you understand, is that I can take the whole group, and remember my trick with Control Shift on a PC and Command Shift on a Mac, where I pulled from a corner? Now we can make everything in the group bigger, smaller. So elements that's supposed to sit together in your design, always group big. Now because they're grouped, we can go and animate all 3 of them. So we're just going to select all 3 of them together, go back to the animation panel, and tell them to fly in from the right. Now we're not going to tell them to do it together, so it'll be 1, 2, 3. One at a time. And then this back box, we want this to fade in as well. But that should maybe fade in before these text groups. So So let's go back to the timing proxy, and that rectangle should appear before group. Understand? So now if we play our cover, fade in, master head. Very nifty. Okay. Now you can go through your whole publication and keep animating all the elements in order to bring out, the whole publication to life. I'm just going to do a quick few animations here. We'll make the images fade in first on the right hand side. Let's group them together so they fade in all at once. So Control G or Command G is your shortcut, or you can go to the Object Group menu. And now we can tell them fading. So that will happen first. Secondly, we want the heading tuned in, so we group that together as well. And we tell it to fly in from the left. Then for the three images, they will fly in separately from the top. And then the text will appear. So I select both the text boxes and tell it to fade in the text. And then lastly, this image right at the bottom can move in from the left first. Good. See how quick it is? Let's try that animation. That fades in by heading my three images, the text, and the image. Great. Now this is just the tip of the iceberg. Later on in chapter 3, we're going to look at controlling this animation with interaction, with button clicks. So we'll have a number of buttons, and as they're clicked, different things will show, different things will animate in and out, and that's the principle behind building interactive infographics in InDesign. And we're going to have a whole big session on that, and it's incredibly exciting. We're going to add video, we're going to add sound to our document, and you'll be blown away by what's possible. Right, so our publication is ready. We save our file, and we go to File, and we click on Publish Online. Now this will be published to your Creative Cloud account. As long as you have your Creative Cloud account, this publication will stay online. So it's asking us, do we want single pages? Remember single pages, then it's not going to show the DPS or a double page spread. We don't want that. We want the spreads. We can also tell it to just export the number of pages. We want all the pages. And we can tell it to allow viewers to download the document as a PDF print. That could be quite cool. Right. And that's it. We publish. It's going to upload the whole publication with all of its images, convert it to a digital version, and in a couple of seconds, we'll have it online. So once it's uploaded, this bar over here will make it possible for you to immediately share it to social media, to Facebook or Twitter, or to email it to somebody. Or it also returns the link, and you can drop that link into an email, or maybe on your website you can say click here to view the publication, and then you can also view the document.
Let's just give it a moment.
There you go. So there's your social share buttons. There is the link, and there's view documents. So we can copy this link and we can use it any way we want. Now if we'll view this document, this is the end result. You can see it's online. It's completely online. We didn't have to upload it anyway or put it onto a website. It creates its own little mini website. And there it is, complete with animation. And it's got these arrows, so we can go to the second page and the third page. We can double click to zoom in so your readers can go and read the article. Double click to go back out. And right at the bottom, you've got this panel. So they can also click on thumbnails and they can see the thumbnails for the different pages and click between the pages, which makes it for really, a good and easy reading experience. Next to that is the magnifying glass. We can zoom in and out again. We can make it full screen. They can share it so that your viewers can share it with their social networks and social media from the share button. They can download the PDF. And then over at the end is these 3 dots. And there is the embed option. You'll know this from YouTube. So if you want to place this on your own website, you can use this embed code and go and place it on your website. You can state what the size should be on your website in pixels. And when you drop that code, then on that specific page of your website, this publication will be embedded. How cool is that? Okay, so guys, that was it for chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed the basics. We're gonna turn up